Still trying to throw the ball. On first and goal, second and goal. Panicking at third. Fourth, I'm wishing for a muff.
Welcome to the 5-1 Huddle Podcast. It's your host, Isaiah. We got Coach D-Lane, Draft Edition, Draft Reactions. I'm excited for the day. How you feeling, D-Lane?
Man, I'm excited, man, to get to this draft. Got some good picks, some questionable picks, and we're ready to dive into it. Let's talk football.
Let's get it. So I got a lot of takes. Man, this Thursday night was exciting watching the first round. We seen Kyler Murray go first. We saw Nick Bosa to the Niners. That was, as expected. Then we had Quentin Williams to the Jets. Then we had Clelin Ferrell go to 4. A lot of people thought it was a little early. He was ranked around the mid-first round range, 10 to 15. My initial reaction from the first day was Daniel Jones. I couldn't believe that. Like, I saw, I don't know, y'all saw the Joe Budden video online? Oh, my God. Like, that's how I felt all Giants fans felt. I was just more surprised because, D-Lane, what you thought? Like,
so I was telling you about it off camera, the Manning connection or whatever. I guess his offensive coordinator, I want to say his offensive coordinator in college also coached Eli and Peyton. Eli, Ole Miss, and Peyton with Tennessee, and I was just trying to draw that Kobe connection. How like Kobe tearing down the Lakers kind of right now. It seems like the Mannings is tearing down the Giants.
They got like that Godfather approach.
They running the ship, man, behind doors. Yeah.
No, the Manning family. That's like QB royalty in America. So it's like they probably between all three of them, they got like hundreds of millions of dollars. So, but it's like I think Gettleman. I think he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. To be quite honest, like to keep it. Like, you trade a 17, like, you trade Odell for 17 pick, and you pick a nose tackle with, like, that pick. Like, and then you get a quarterback. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you passed on a quarterback last year. You could have had Sam Darnold. And be
way better than Daniel
Think about
Jones.
it. And then let's say you had the same record, a down year, whatever. You still would have had that 6th pick. There you could have picked the best player available. So you could have got an Ed Oliver on the D-line, right? And then you could have traded back like you did, still trade up to 30 and got DeAndre Baker. I think that would have been a way better situation. Daniel Jones, I saw a lot of people had him. I didn't even consider Daniel Jones like on the radar.
First round.
Yeah, like
talent.
You seen like Daniel Jeremiah is a scout I like to listen to and watch, along with Louis Riddick, because they both worked in the NFL and are former scouts. They were talking about Daniel Jones was like a 4th round grade, 5th round grade, like. Will Greer, who got drafted today, was ranked ahead of him. Like, this is like, I don't know. I feel bad for Giants fans. And then some dude went like 100 years, a ticket. Some dude, you saw that? A Giants fan won 100 years of season tickets.
For real?
Yeah, so they picked the NFL fan to start the draft off. And that whatever fan won their favorite team.
I think I heard something about that.
100 years of free
tickets, right?
Yeah.
Until they generate.
Okay,
I
100
did see
free
that.
tickets. That's crazy. And
so the next 10, 15, if that's your franchise quarterback, I don't think it's going to be...
that's crazy. And the worst part is you got to watch Eli Manning again next year.
Yeah.
That's what's sad.
And, as an Eagles fan in that division, man, I gladly welcome both of the Redskins and the Giants quarterback draft picks. I'm not too worried about Daniel Jones at all. And then with Haskins, I think he can do some things in Jay Gruden's offense, the West Coast offense. I think he's a cool fit there. But like I said, once again, I gladly welcome both those guys to the division. I think it's a 2-man race in that division with just us and the Cowboys.
Oh, definitely. The Eagles, I feel like the Eagles top in the division because I feel like they've had one of the best drafts. We seen they traded up for Dillard, who I thought was probably, to me, he was the best tackle in the draft just from watching him. The only thing that was hard for me to judge on Dillard was he didn't go against any like top-tier pass rushers.
He got small arms, too, for a tackle.
He has small arms, but he's very athletic and good technique. And that's
we
big.
also have an insider from Washington State, one of our previous guests. My brother Robert Taylor, so he told me, the guy Dillard can block his ass off. He don't give up too many sacks. So I like to hear that from our Eagles and protect wins for sure.
Exactly. So that was a good pick. Then they went to get Miles Sanders from Penn State. He was a top running back in this draft. Can do it all type of back. the Eagles gonna have that backfield from go
Crazy.
They're going back to the Super Bowl year. Like we're gonna hit y'all with 3-4 different running backs a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made I feel like the Eagles so versatile. I didn't love. Let's get to like what surprises. I mean, Dylan, what was the most surprising pick for you in this year's draft?
Besides the Jones pick, and earlier we were going to kind of talk about best picks and worst picks, but I wouldn't really say it's one of the worst picks. I just felt like y'all kind of reached for him a little bit with Farrell, the Raiders. We can clearly tell Mayock is making the calls here, going for high character guys. I like it, trying to redo the image of the Raiders in the right light this time around with this new regime. So I respect that factor. I just felt like we was talking about it off camera. Farrell's a beast. I like to say when I watch college football, it's only so many opportunities you get as a player. So I like the guys that kind of flash onto your TV screen and pop out. Farrell definitely flashed, so I'm not gonna knock him on that. Only thing with me is I could have seen y'all taking either Josh Allen or Ed Oliver. Oliver is in my top 3 as far as best players in this draft because he could play up and down the D-line. And then Josh Allen with his ability just to get to the quarterback, but also turn the ball over. And that's what I really liked. I really thought y'all should have took one of those 2 guys, more so just because with Farrell, he played with 2 other guys that went in the first round. He may have been the top dog, may have not. With those 2 other guys, you don't know who was getting the double team consistently. And I just feel like it's easy for you to shine, get off when you got other talent around you. With Josh Allen case, he's in the SEC, so they offensive lines is hog mugs for the most part. And he's getting to the quarterback consistently, but turning the ball over. And I was telling somebody that earlier on Twitter, like, you can't teach that, man. You either see ball and you get ball and it's in you or it's not, And I thought you guys should one of those guys, and I thought you could have got Farrell a little later. I just felt like you reached a little bit. So I wouldn't say it was a surprising that's surprising, but I wouldn't say it was a bad pick. Just felt like you reached a little bit.
See,
what about you?
I had a different perspective of it. So I think dating back to February, if you follow Kenny King Jr. on Twitter, he talks a lot of Raider football. And he had brought up Farrell, Raiders taking him at 4 back in February from his tape and just feeling like everyone knew Bosa and Quentin Williams would be off the board. So as far as like just best players in the draft, there's a huge gap to me between like Bosa, Quentin Williams. I put Ed Oliver in that category for me. I thought he was like top 3, top 2 player in this draft. And then after, edge rushers, Bosa, a lot of people have Farrell as the second best edge rusher in the draft. Not interior. And I see your point on Josh Allen. I think we guys got to look at Paul Gunther's defense and what we're thinking. A lot of it is scheme. So Oliver, he's a smaller guy, and on the Raiders roster, we currently only have 2 DNs on the roster. So if we didn't hit on an edge rusher, it would have been
problems.
Oh man, terrible. So and Josh Allen's a 3-4 guy. So he's going to be in a position where they run 3-4 in Jacksonville where he went. I think he went 7. And a lot of people had him in the top 5 pick. I think it kind of showed like, the Bucs could have took him. I mean, the Giants went QB. So, but I think Josh Allen. One thing I was really high on beginning of the draft process, but then the more I look at him, he's more of like he's a linebacker more than a pass rusher. When I say that, a lot of his stats just came off blitzing out the edge, no real hand movement, just pure athleticism, just coming off the edge. I look at him more like his style of play. He's going to be that guy that gets you 7 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, got 100 tackles, maybe 3. Josh Allen 3 picks. So to me, if the Raiders had Khalil Mack, that would have been like Josh Allen or Oliver would have been a no-brainer pick because even Devin White, But I just feel like at the time it was like, all right, the Raiders. I saw the rumors they were trying to trade back, had no trade partners because it was just the Giants and Redskins taking the QB. They both got the QBs they wanted. And so I think I'm happy with Farrell. One game that really stood out for me watching him, if you go back and watch him against Jonah Williams, who went number 11, a lot of people consider the top lineman in the draft. He dominated him, had 2 sacks against him, pancaked him on one play. And a lot of people I see a lot of scouting reports. And a lot of people at Clemson said the reason, their defense was so dominant these last 3 years was because of Clelin Ferrell and, his leadership and his ability on the field. Because he was going to be a 10 to 15 round pick. We look at Rashawn Gary, he went 12th. A lot of people I saw said Clelin Ferrell would go before Rashawn Gary. So there's no way the Raiders would have been able to. I mean, unless they gave up a lot to trade up to the top 15 from the 24, 27 range, they won't be able to get him. But I think he'll be a productive player. Reach, yeah. If the Raiders could have traded back to 10, that team would have been like perfect scenario. Take him there, and even 9, I would have been at 4. But at the same time, it's like when you don't have an edge rusher, you have to get a guy will be a hit.
How you let's stay with the Raiders here. Let's go with that next pick. How did you feel about the Josh Jacobs?
I like the Josh Jacobs. For me, I feel like we could have waited to why couldn't we take him at 27 or in the third round, 35? But I feel like that was their target. Like that was their player.
He was the only running back that went in the first round.
Only first down. I mean, a lot of people. He's top rated running back in the draft. I thought he was too. I think a lot of people thought it was Josh Jacobs. Then a big fall down. And you got a lot of third or fourth round guy running backs.
So he catches extremely well.
He does it all. Guy. He does it all.
So well balanced.
Someone
more than I thought.
To Charlie Garner back in the day with Gruden. He catches the ball, can run hard, great vision. That's my favorite thing I like about Josh Jacobs is his vision.
I can't remember what game it was last year, but I seen him run over somebody and didn't slow down.
It's Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Like most you play running back, like that. I'm not gonna say it's hard to do, but that's when you different.
Yeah.
When you run through somebody, them knees is still trucking, they still going, ain't no slow down. That boy gonna be special. I think y'all kind of got him a little early and reached a little bit too there, but I definitely like that pick, and I think he definitely fits Gruden's system for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I think the reason I would say it reached by like a few picks.
Just a few.
A few. Again, I feel like we could have got him at 35 in the second round, but I feel like they targeted him, and we still got the guys we targeted late. Like we got John Abram, who to me, like a lot of people, we got the best running back in the draft. I believe we got the best safety. John Abram, I'm excited about him because if you guys watched last year, John Abram game against Iowa, he completely shut down and locked up T.J. Hockenson, who was a top tight end with number 8 to the Lions. So we watch, and John Abram, like to me, he's almost like a poor man Jamal Adams. If you watch his film, like this man, he hits harder than Jamal. I think Jamal has a little more range, but John, he's fast.
This boy right here closing the
ball.
He's
fast. Like this, when you get a chance, watch his game against Iowa in a bowl, like his full game against them, and you got to check out his game. I believe against Iowa State as well. The man is Iowa and Iowa State. The man is everywhere.
My only question with him, so what do you think they're gonna do between him and Joseph? Cause I know with Joyner y'all gonna put him in the nickel.
If you look last year, Carl played really well in the middle of the field.
So
I think Carl's gonna go back to his free because he's rangy.
Yeah.
I think John's gonna play guard tight ends, play in the box, shirt tackler. Like he was blowing up every screen last year. He's smart too. That's what I really like about John. And then that leaves Joyner play the nickel. We drafted Mullen. I really love the Mullen pick.
I like him too.
Again, I think the Raiders, like everyone's saying, we're getting national championship game players because there's so much talent. The receiver Judy on Bama. If he came out this year, he would have been a top 15 pick, top 10 pick wide receiver. He's like Amari Cooper, but with more ball skills and faster. And so Mullen completely locked him up in the game. And that's was the telling for me, like, this dude is the real deal.
They didn't play a lot of man, though. I like Mullen just because he does have experience in different systems as far as running a lot of cover, too. They ran multiple coverages. That's what I like about him. Only thing with him is I don't know really about, I'm more of a ball hog guy. I don't know if he got the ball hog ability like that, but then again, they didn't really throw to him. He didn't get tested that much.
He didn't, in his college career, he did not give him a touchdown. So
and then the pick he had in the national championship, it was one of those that was kind of thrown right to him, you feel me? But that was my only question mark on it. But like I said, you can't really put too much on that because he didn't get tried a lot. They had the same questions for Revis in his prime.
And that was a big thing. Yeah, that was a big thing. To me, your job at corner is to take away your player. Now, if you have ball skills with it, that's just a plus. We saw... To me, Alabama game, someone brought down stats. That was the most he's ever been thrown at in his career starting in the Alabama game. And he had 2 picks. So it showed, like, if you throw at me, it's not just going to be incomplete. Like, I'm taking it the other way. To me, I watched a lot of games against him, like Notre Dame game. Thought he played well guarding Boykin. Boykin, he went to the Ravens in the third round. He's another good receiver. He locked up Boykin. And they're trying to throw up in a little bit. Threw him like 4 times against Boykin. Okay. And so there was just like, I'm seeing like, okay, you guarded 2 top receivers and took him away, and you don't get thrown at with other receiver like against Georgia. excuse me, not Georgia. He playing Florida State. He had one ball thrown to him against Florida State.
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy. Honestly, like if I was gonna give a grade for our first, 4 picks, I'll give it to me a B. I love the value guy. I think we got all instant starters, make impact.
Zay, let me give you the next 3, and I want you to comment on one of them, or the next 4. After that, the Raiders have to muddling. So they took Max Crosby, DN out of Eastern Michigan, Isaiah Johnson, Houston out of Houston, a corner out of Houston, excuse me. Isaiah Johnson, corner out of Houston, and then they got Foster Moreau out of LSU, a tight end. But I wanted to ask you about your guy Hunter Renfro, little slot guy out of Clemson.
Oh yeah, I like that pick. We got a good value, I think, where we took him.
And Gruden's system too.
Gruden's system. He's still gonna have to make the team because a big thing for receivers that aren't athletic, you see a lot. You can't be a good route runner, but it takes a lot to get separation.
On special teams.
So special teams. It's crowded right now. We got Antonio Brown, Terrell Williams, Ryan Grant, J.J. Nelson, 8 men from last year. So he's going to have to crack, that 5. Dwayne Harris, but he's a special teamer. But he's going to have to crack that 5. But I like the pick. I love the Foster Moreau. I can't believe he's still on the board at tight end. 6'6", athletic freak from LSU. And then I love the Isaiah Johnson pick. I think he's the tallest corner in the draft. Very long arms. Last year he had 4 interceptions.
Come up and tackle though, cause Gunther like them tackle guys. That's why y'all skipped over Greedy a few times.
Yeah, I think, but Greedy.
I like Greedy. Greedy can cover, he just don't tackle well.
Yeah, and he's never out. He can't play out of press. NFL, if you can only press, like you're not gonna be able to play corner because you have to play zone off coverage. So he can only press, and he has not good footwork. And we saw combine, he was slipping and doing the back pedal. So I think that's why he fell. If you watch him, like, he locked up DK Metcalf. Well, Metcalf runs 3 routes, so I would hope so. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think Greedy could be a good player just from his athletic ability, but his technique and stuff is not there right now.
Yeah.
But I like the Raider. I mean, and Max Crosby, I didn't know who he was, so I did some research. He's one of the most athletic players in this draft. He went to a smaller school, lower D1, not Power 5. He had 2 years as a starter. He had 20 sacks and 41 tackles for a loss. And I guess he played. I saw Daniel Jeremiah mention he dominated against some big schools. So, and I like how we're taking, rounds 4 through 7. You want to take, just the high upside guys. So we're going with athletic freaks. Max Crosby, like elite testing. Isaiah Johnson, he's tall. He's 6'2", 210, ran a low 4.4. With great ball skills. That's the reason we took him. Then Foster Moreau, probably the most athletic tight end in this draft. Fant's probably the most.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, but he's up there as well. So, and then Renfro.
Zay, a quick side point. You know who think they slick, man? I was with my OG last night. Tay, he a football freak like us, whatever. And he was like, I think Matt Patricia think he's slick.
Oh yeah,
he was like going up to grab that boy because he was like, ain't no telling with Bill. Bill got his board probably a year in advance. That's how Bill thinks. So he was like, he probably seen it last year. He seen Bill have fun the Hockenson cat high on his board because he was ready to get rid of Gronk after last season.
That's true.
So I just thought Patricia tried to pull a quick one. That's why he took that boy high like that.
I think he's just trying to model his team off the Patriots. You see, he signed all the Patriot players. He's just like, we need tight ends. So, and the crazy thing, I think everyone was thinking the Patriots were going to take a tight end high because they lost one. And what I looked at is they took N'Keal Harry. If we watch N'Keal Harry's tape, he's not a good route runner, but he's the best 50-50 and contest receiver in the draft. I think he's going to be that red zone threat next year. He's going to have like 700 yards and 10 touchdowns. I thought it was a great pick by the Patriots, by the way. The Harry pick at the end.
Yeah, I got the Patriots. It was 2 teams that who first two rounds picks I really liked, and it was the Niners and the Patriots. And I really liked the Patriots pick with Harry for one. Harry, he reminded me of a Dez in college. Big body guy, and he ran similar to Dez. I just thought he had better hands personally than Dez, if you ask me. And then who was that other pick they had? Let me see. Here we go, right here. And then I also like the Damian Harris pick up the running back from Bama for them. I think he fits perfect for the Belichick scheme over there. Rotate him in with the rest of those guys.
Yeah, I think he's that nice hard-nosed
blocker.
Yeah, behind Sony Michel because he's definitely a starter. I think he complements him well. I mean, speaking of the Niners, how would you grade the Niners draft this? I mean, overall so far.
Yeah, like I said, I think they hit with their first pick. I love Bosa. Bosa was probably, if not my 1A, 1B. I had 1A, B, C with him, Oliver, and Quentin Williams. And then, I got Crocker, really put him on the radar for me. I remember hearing about him a little bit, but our former guest, Eric Crocker, put Deebo Samuels on the map for me a little bit as far as local around here talking about him. And I really like that pickup for the Niners. I see him fitting in well in Kyle Shanahan's offense. I think the Niners is going to take flight, man. If Jimmy G can stay healthy, because I love Shanahan's system, and I'm for him as a coach. With Bosa, they added him to a crazy young core already that they have with the D-line. They added 2 backers this offseason, D Ford and Quan Alexander. My only question mark for them is DBs at this point, and then I would say receiver, but they got Samuels now. So I really like what John Lynch has done over there with the Niners, and I like that draft so far.
I would agree. I think Nick Bosa was a no-brainer there. They could have probably one of the best D-lines. If Nick Bosa, lives up to that number 2 hype and is that double-digit sack guy. I think first year, his brother got double-digit sacks his first year. Joey with the Chargers. I think Nick could be, I think first year he might get 8 to 9 sacks. But, he's going to have a chance to get more because you got D4 coming off the edge. You got Armstead and Buckner inside. Buckner's an all-pro level type player. Probably he's probably the best D-lineman. And then Nick Bosa, blue-chip player. And then you got, Quan Alexander and Fred Warner at linebacker. That front seven is going to be nice. Yeah, Solomon Thomas, who was a high pick. I think they're trying to trade him, but he can be your 5th lineman, rotate in, get you some pressure. So they're going to have my biggest question, like you said, is health. Like Nick Bosa, injury history. Quan Alexander at linebacker. That's deep injury history. And then you also got Jimmy. Like, can Jimmy play a full season? We have not seen that yet. But like I said, if everyone's healthy, the Niners, the division is tough now. You got Seahawks. You got, the Cardinals. I feel like they're going to be better next year. So
everybody got a quarterback in that division.
Everybody got a quarterback. If you look at NFC West and AFC West, AFC West is loaded with their first 3 teams.
So let's just looking at the first round, just giving our looking at right now. Me and Zay giving our initial reactions. Zay, do you think Kyler hits the ground running with Cliff this first season? And do you see him as Rookie of the Year? Just an early prediction question I'm asking.
To me, it all depends. My question is Cliff. Does his system, what he does, translate to NFL? I think the player Kyler can do it. So as of right now, if I'm picking just early Rookie of the Year predictions, I would say Kyler would probably be my 1. But also as well, it's easy to pick. Like, I could pick Josh Jacobs because I know, what, he could get 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards.
He's going to be splitting carries with your boy Crowell a little bit, though.
I don't think Crowell to me is just going to be like
insurance backup.
I think he's going to 5 to 6 carries a game. Just because he catch the ball and everything, but I think Jalen Richard is going to be on the field more than him. So I think he's going to be that third back for us.
Jacobs and Richard.
I think it's going to be Jacob Richard, and then Crowell's third gets,
When you were saying Cliff, I was gonna make a connection to my boy, and my boy he messed my team up. But Chip, Chip came in, and I think his offense was a little more gimmicky and whatever. But his offense the first 2 years hit the ground running. So I definitely could see Kyler winning Rookie of the Year this year, and Cliff offense doing some good things.
But for me, with Kyler, his line's gonna have to improve. He's gonna have David Johnson back this year, so he'll have a run game. But also, it's like
Larry, he still got
his
Larry
young receiver,
and he got Christian Kirk came on strong last year.
They drafted Hakeem Butler.
They did get your boy. I know you liked him. I did see
a
that.
lot. So
they got tight end. I'm trying to think.
I didn't. Who is their starting tight? I believe it's let me check that out. But that's what I'm saying. He's gonna have he has a running game. He has some weapons. So
he's gonna definitely be using his legs this year.
Way more. I think that's what. Think about Rosen. You did all the same things. Let's say. But the number 1 pick, you just got Nick Bosa, right? That if they were signed to keep Josh Rosen, they would have probably picked Nick Bosa number 1 or try to trade back, right? Let's say you take Nick Bosa. You still, that's going to be the same offense, let's say Hakeem Butler, so-and-so, that Josh Rosen would be on. They would have won 4 games again or 3 games again this year. So I think Kyler's going to be running more. I see them as a 5-6 win team, If that's
in a tough division anyway.
In a tough division. You got to play the Rams twice. The Seahawks twice. That could be 4 losses right there. Then you got to play the Niners. I think the Niners could beat y'all twice if everyone's healthy. So you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of tough teams.
What's your take on the Rosen trade to Miami?
I I think it's a good move for Miami. At first I thought, I'm like, are they gonna just gonna tank next year, like for Tua or somebody, or Justin Herbert from Oregon? But no, I think Rosen, that's good. They got.
But didn't they just give Tannehill money? Like that's all.
No,
like
Tannehill's the backup quarterback for the Titans.
Like when they got rid of him.
Where have you been, D-Wayne? This was months
Who was
ago.
that quarterback last year?
Tannehill.
That's what I'm saying.
He
Yeah.
got hurt though. Yeah.
I remember he got hurt. So I'm saying they traded him this offseason.
Yeah. Then what's his name? The Broncos' old weak quarterback. Osweiler started a few games when he was down.
That's not.
Yeah. So like,
but I'm saying they traded him this offseason. Tannehill.
No, his
Or they
contract
released
was
him?
up.
Oh, his contract was
Yeah,
up?
and he's been hurt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he just signed.
I thought he had just got some money a couple years ago. He did.
Like 3 years ago.
Okay.
But he been hurt.
NFL
So, yeah.
boy go by quick.
Yeah. So they started court. They would have if they didn't get Josh Rosen, they would have went to the season as Fitzpatrick as their starting quarterback.
Oh, no.
So Josh Rosen and they got some skill
OG
guys.
Fitz will get you about 2-3 games where he light something up.
Yeah, they would throw 4 picks on game.
No, for sure. You never know
So,
that guy.
but yeah, I like the Josh Rosen trade. I think I saw Steve Smith. He was lighting into him. You know,
I love Steve's take
yeah,
on his ass.
Steve is my favorite. He got to be my favorite, like ex-player media guy, because he keeps it one, and he got and he makes he got great,
1,000.
yeah, past one. He got good points too. Like I feel like he really knows his stuff. What I feel about Josh is, I think the upside for Josh, like if Josh Rosen maximizes his full potential, I see him as like a Matt Ryan. Can't move his feet well, but very accurate. Got talent around him. He'll win you games.
If you keep him a clean pocket, if you keep him
So
with a clean pocket, he can do some damage.
Exactly. And Miami doesn't have a bad O-line, so I think the thing with him is just surrounding him with talent with Miami. I think they have a good coach with Brian Flores from the Patriots DC last year. So
They got running back
the
over
thing,
there.
though, that's I feel
Yeah.
Rosen, he's had 6 offensive coordinators in 7 years. That's going back to college. And so for him, it's like, can he get the same coordinator at least 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row? So I think Josh will be fine as a player. But I would have took Kyler too if I was the Cardinals. Like I look at Kyler as like Kyler could be a top 5 quarterback without a doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
The Hall of Fame type level. I don't think.
But you know what I was gonna ask you? I seen somebody that was talking about it last week. If Cliff wasn't the head coach there, does Kyler still go number 1? And does Kyler go top 10? Period.
Oh, I definitely does. 'Cause I think
To what team?
To be honest, I think the Raiders take him at 4.
Yeah,
The Raiders would take him at 4 because I think that would have been the right pick.
And if John didn't take him, we know for a fact Gettleman smoking something if he wouldn't have took him at 6.
Yeah. I think, but
if
team would
Cliff wasn't
have.
there.
We gotta look at like, all right, like we knew the Broncos weren't going to take him because Elway can't pick quarterbacks, and I think he said today he wants his quarterbacks to be strong, tough, with a strong arm. Like if you evaluate quarterbacks like that, that's why you keep missing. So if you look at teams that need a quarterback, I think the Dolphins would trade up. That's what you look at. Like Redskins too. Those are 2 teams I would see like automatically trade up because like last year's draft he would have been a top 3 quarterback taken. I think he would have been taken after Baker. Like if somehow Baker and Kyler Murray were in last year's draft together, did the same thing, I think they would have went 1-2 back to back. So Kyler's going to dramatically help the Cardinals. I think and you gotta remember Jeff Keim, he's on his 3rd coach, so if this doesn't work out, he's fired. So he had to do what works
he has
best.
to go.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work out, and I think Kyler's going to end up saving his bacon. Another pick I really like. I like the Quentin Williams pick to the Jets. I see him doing damage in Greg Williams' defense. Along with Jamal Adams. I think they got some good pieces over there. And I think the Jets are going to be a solid team, man. You know, but like we said, 2-3 pods ago, they're not going to do nothing as long as Bill and Tom is still there as far as in the division. But they're definitely on the upswing. I like that pick a lot.
I love the Bills pick. I just think they have a talented roster as far as on defense. They have players. I like to be honest, one of my favorite picks though was I'm sorry, hold on, let me pull it back up. Who drafted Noah Fant to the Packers. I thought that was great. To the Broncos. Thought that was great for Joe Flacco. It's bad for Raiders and our team, but Noah Fant to the Broncos just because I thought like that it gives their offense so much versatility. With Noah Fant, I thought he was better than Hockenson from receiving ability. TJ is more balanced. Like he can block. And if you ever got tight end that can block and receive, you know what I mean, that's winning. That's rare.
They done took like 3 tight ends like in the last couple of years though. I remember they had got the Jake Herman cat.
They just took Ebron like 3 years ago. You talking about?
No, I'm talking about the Broncos. Yeah,
Like,
and then they had got the boy from Michigan a couple years ago. He blew out his knee though. But I had liked him.
But he was late round. He was late round.
But no,
Jake, but he was cold in college.
Yeah, he was. Before he blew out his knee, right?
Yeah. But I was saying that in the Packers, they took a lot of defense.
And I like some of their picks. The Gary guy, they picked somebody else.
I didn't
too.
like Gary.
The Savage.
Gary to me is the biggest bust potential in the first round.
Think so?
Just because I'm not taking like it's one thing like.
For talking about his motor, you got a question about the motor, right?
Yeah, it's motor, and it's like how you if you're the number one player.
I'm not comparing him to Clowney, but Clowney did the same. There's a bunch of them now in these last few years.
I seen Clowney dominate a season. I've never seen Rashawn Gary dominate a season. He had 10 sacks in 3 years. Clowney, when he knew after that,
he was another guy playing with a good defense though. Every year he was there.
You should put your number. You should be the reason then.
Everybody gonna eat. Like, that's what I was telling you about with Farrell earlier. Lawrence, Milkins,
why didn't Gary eat? Why didn't Gary eat?
You feel me?
He had 3 sacks. He averaged 3 sacks a year. Why didn't Gary eat? And he has
like
the most.
I said, and that's
he was the number one player in high school.
Yeah, that's when
he had the most athletic ability on the team. And why didn't he eat?
I didn't watch a lot of Michigan, so that's what I'm saying. It might come down to scheme. You know, they might have that Belichick theory as far as play straight down your man.
Winovich ate the white boy on the other end.
Okay,
he's a dog. Great pick by the Patriots.
You know.
Why Winovich ate? Maurice Hurst ate in it from last year. The Raiders pick and had a good from the D tackle position. Had 4 sacks as a rookie. That's real good from the interior. So. That's my thing. Is like you have all this talent, this and that, but you're not putting up the numbers. And I'm seeing you not dominate games. If I never seen you, I've seen him dominate one game. I was in Michigan State. He had a good game, but it was like he had 3 TFLs and a couple QB hurries. And this is in a conference where, like, I feel like you can't put up those big numbers. You know what I'm saying? So.
You know, another pick I like, Zay, and the pick was obvious to take him there because you're definitely probably at that point the best player left on the board. But I like the fit more so than the pick was Josh Allen to the Jags.
Because 3-4 and they already got interior pass rush.
Come on, man, that defense they gonna. I think they'll be right back to what they was 2 years ago.
Saxonville.
They'll be back. You know, they still got Campbell. They got still got the Baggers, Smith, your boy Jack. What's the African cat in the middle? They still got him.
Oh, yeah,
man, they're gonna have a nice defense again.
I just be thinking like if I'm a player like getting drafted in the top 10. I'm praying I get drafted to like a Florida or Texas team, so I ain't gotta pay no income tax. Like think about like if you Clint Farrell, right? He in the Bay, California got 13%, the highest income tax in the country, 13% income tax. So his $25 million at signing is gonna get cut. Facts. But if you got drafted 4th overall in Florida, that $25 million, that you don't gotta give a cent of that to the state. That's you keep all that.
Facts.
Well, of course, I mean you gotta. Your game checks, you got to pay taxes in every state you play, but that's only 8 games. So
let's talk about a couple more of these receivers. What about Hollywood Brown?
I think that's a good. I'll say that I think it's a good fit for the Ravens because he can open up the field more. I thought he was I think he was number 1 receiver for me. I liked Hakeem Butler more as just overall, but my only question was Mark Brown was been hurt, so he won't be ready till training camp. I don't really like that for my rookie because I need you to have OTAs, learn the plays. But I like the fit. My only question is, if I'm the Ravens, I'm trying to get bigger receivers for Lamar Jackson. If I have a quarterback that's not the most accurate,
so for him to put it up there, that shit went with Metcalf.
Like Marquise Brown, like for me, just as a fit, like I would have loved to see him like with the Chargers, for instance. Because he could thrive in the slot with Terrell Williams gone. You got Mike Williams. Just as like a team that already has a number 1 receiver, because I think that's where he thrive more. Because with Oklahoma, he had Lamb, who's going to be a top receiver, first-round receiver next year.
Yeah, Lamb was nice.
Or even like another good fit, like if the Seahawks got him. So I'm saying because Resto's a great D-ball. Now DK can do the same thing. He's bigger. But I would just rather see a team with a better quarterback so we can see his full potential.
Where did AJ go? Tennessee?
I think so. AJ Brown, right?
Yeah, he went to Tennessee.
Yeah, he went to Tennessee.
They still in on Mariota right now?
Yeah. I mean, they went to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but then somebody else played last year. Or was it because he was hurt?
Yeah, he got hurt. He's
injury
prone.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
what's up with these lack of corners that went in the first? Like, what's up with that?
I think it was just a deep. I mean, DeAndre Baker, he's my favorite corner.
Yeah,
and he went in the first, so I thought he was the number 1 corner. I think it was just like if you see all the corners, like it was a crazy run from second and third round. So you know it's all about value. So some like NFL scouts said, they said this is a great draft if you're picking 30 to 60, because there's a lot of like those second round, third round players, you know, that could be starters. You know, it's all, cause you know the draft is like the stock market. It's all about value. So like the problem with Clelin Ferrell is like, okay, yeah, he could be a good player. Let's say he's a Pro Bowl player. Someone's like, well, you could have got him at 14 and traded up and got him and got some other player right here or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about value. So I feel like this draft was great value for DBs. Like you seen, it was a run in the second round. Like first Brian Murphy was the first corner.
Yeah.
First round, you know?
And I was gonna say, I was just more so shocked because you know the way the game is going and changing, such a passing game now. You'd think more would have went in the first, but like you said, with Murphy getting picked first, it's almost like a domino effect. Everybody feel like
the coach took a corner.
That's the boy I like. That's the boy I like from Temple. Yasin. That's the guy, the coach guy, and the coach D gonna be nice too. You know they bringing back they guys again. I got Hooker back there, my boy from Ohio State. He be picking stuff off. They got the linebacker from the small school last year. Well, he led the NFL in tackles, right? Yeah. Yeah. So they got. I wonder if they got. Let me see who else the coach picked, because I know they needed some weapons for luck. Yeah.
Because you think like corners only go real high if you think they're gonna be that complete shutdown franchise corner. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Ramsey, he went top 5, and you see what he is. So like you know Pat P went high. You know what I'm saying? He went top 5.
I got that boy Campbell's,
Who?
The little speedy guy from Ohio State. That's what they got to help luck out a little bit.
Oh yeah,
you know
he's a burner. Yeah. I still thought they should have got a bigger receiver, but I trust Chris Baller. Like his first draft, I mean, that got to be one of the best. You draft 2 Pro Bowlers back to back, like first year. Yeah. So I trust. I mean, Baller. He got that. I expect Rocketson to be one of the best corners just because Baller picked him. Like you know. Yeah. And then they picked Paris Campbell. That boy is like crazy fast. So I think he'll open up.
Ohio State had the track team out there last year for that boy.
I still feel like they need a big receiver, but they probably Ebron kills it over the middle. So that's why they feel like, you know what, let's get some fast guys.
Just burn it, let Ebron play, work the middle.
Exactly. Oh yeah, you're right. We're watching the draft right now. It's the 6th round? Yeah, we're in the 6th round. Okay. Yeah, AJ Brown to Tennessee. But yeah, any more draft thoughts, D-Lane, that you want to talk about? I'm excited for mini camps now, so we can see the rookies. What they doing.
Man. After mini camp, hopefully me and Zay can get into giving y'all our division picks, you know, then get into contenders or whatever for this upcoming season.
Yes, sir.
What we got lined up? We got
more guests coming on for y'all soon. So we're gonna bring on. I think next week we're gonna have Nick Nelson from Raiders 4th round pick last year. He's gonna come on the pod. We're gonna talk DB. I know that's D-Lane ready for that.
Definitely.
And then we got Sean Vaughn as well.
Yeah, we got Vaughn coming through.
Local, went to San Mateo, balled at Oregon, played in the league. I'm wide receiver, so I'm really excited for that.
He went to my boy Don John High School, huh? He went to Don John High School. Exactly. John went to his high school, and I was fine. Shout out Don John.
It's so yeah, we got exactly. We trying to get keep the guests coming for y'all. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube channel, the 510 Huddle. Follow D-Lane on Twitter, IG, Coach D-Lane. Follow me at Isaiah Walters, IG and Twitter. Feel free to send us questions, comments that you want us to talk about on the show. And thank you for listening.
And one last thing. If any of my any of you guys is listening, any of our pod listeners, if you got a clothing line, preferably black-owned businesses, I'm trying to support. The last couple episodes I've been rocking a few of my homies' clothing line. Please feel free to reach out to me and DM me, because I'm definitely all about giving back and supporting my community and the business minds in my community and entrepreneurs in my community. I'm all about supporting you guys. So if you got a clothing line, reach out to me. I'm definitely trying to get some gear.
Yes, sir. Always. And before we get out here, a special shout out and thank you to our cameraman, Nguyen, and our sound engineer, John. Appreciate it. And we out.
Still went for it. It's time to change the club.